Hey everybody, this is Tim with Op-Ed Daily. So I just wanted to update everybody on the fingerprinting video I did the other day. If you didn't watch it, let me just give you a recap, or you can go watch it. I'll leave a link to it below. The public school district that my children attend, they were fingerprinting all the students there from elementary all the way to high school, and did not tell the parents or even obtain permission from the parents to do so with the children. And I only found out about it because I discovered one sentence in the handbook that said in order to check out library books, a fingerprint reader is used. So I called and raised a stink about it. Finally got a hold of the superintendent yesterday, who said they were calling a meeting because of the phone calls that they were receiving from me about the fingerprint reader. And he alluded to the fact that they were going to possibly scrap the program. And then later on that day, yesterday, I found out that they were, in fact, scrapping the program. They've removed all the scanners starting today. They've removed all the scanners, and all of the children are going to be going to these paddles, they call them. I guess it's some kind of a card, what have you. So within 4 days, I was able to get an entire public school district to remove all of their fingerprint scanners. I guess I'd like to pat myself on the back, not because I'm a egotistical asshole, but just because I think that's awesome. And it really does give me hope that we can change something in this country. Because I'm just one guy, there's nothing special about me. But because I saw this and realized that it is a problem, not because the fingerprint scanning is this huge issue, because honestly, it isn't. It's kind of a petty thing. But it goes back to the fact that they are piecing off our rights, just little by little. And that is an indoctrination technique for the future generations, to where in the future, it's going to be the normal for everybody to be fingerprinted. Everybody's biometric data is going to be there. Your DNA, eventually, they're going to want to put that on file. The government will know every single thing about you, wherever you go. They'll have facial recognition cameras all over the place. If you step foot outside, it's likely the police are going to be able to track you if they want. So it's important that we protect even the smallest infringements on our civil rights, because if we don't, eventually we will lose them all. And especially when they start at such a young age as kindergarten. I mean, we're talking kindergartners getting their fingerprints taken to, air quote, check out a library book. I mean, I honestly don't think that this school district in particular was doing it in any kind of a malicious or conspiratorial way. I really don't believe that. But I think it's dangerous to head down that route at any time. I think it's ridiculous to fingerprint students at all. There's no point in it. A library card will do just fine. And, you read these stories and you hear these stories about public schools are going to fingerprinting so that it'll cut down on students allowing other kids to eat off of their lunch account or whatever. But that is probably not a big issue in this country, and it is not worth it to desensitize our children to something like that when the Fourth Amendment protects us from government obtaining our information in that way. A police officer cannot take your fingerprint unless he has a warrant, he has your permission, or if you've been arrested, lawfully arrested. Matter of fact, fingerprints can be thrown out of court, inadmissible in court, if the officer obtained it illegally. So if they pulled you in for something that you didn't do or weren't charged with, or it came out that it was not a legal arrest, and they fingerprint you, that fingerprint that they have is not admissible in court. And you have to be aware of these things in order to be able to protect these things in the future. So the fingerprinting, probably a pretty petty thing for me to raise shit about. But at the same time, I'm just protecting every little piece of right that I can for the future generations. And I hope every single one of you will. Maybe let this be an example to everybody that a person really can change something, even when the odds are stacked against him or her. So, I've largely a pessimistic person. I'm usually discouraged by the stories that I read. I'm discouraged about all of the things that we see going on in today's America, because we're living in a less free country, and it's just becoming less and less free with every passing year. So being able to protect those rights is just as vital as anything else. Because living in an unfree country or an unfree world is not living. It's just being present. And that's my opinion. You can disagree with that if you'd like. And if you do, or if you agree with me, I'd like to hear from you in the comments section. Go ahead and like this video and share it if you find that it's important enough to get out there, because we can change things. And this is proof that by being persistent and being knowledgeable about your rights and addressing the situation in the proper way, you can make a change. That's all for now. This is Tim with Op-Ed Daily. Peace out.